I'm here at the High-Tech Exhibition Grounds in Hyderabad, where in fact Hyderabad's biggest vaccination drive. The target was about 50,000 that they had hoped to cover within the day, in fact. And as you can see, though there was a huge traffic jam outside, it took us almost 1.5 hours just to cross the last half kilometer of distance to the high-tech city. But inside is fairly organized, and people are in fact coming in, and all that they need to do is a QR code that they are getting into. I have with me Dr. Anil Krishna, who is the chairperson of the Medicover Hospitals, which is partnered in fact with Cyberabad Police and the Cyberabad Security Council here, which is the people's body of all IT companies. You're doing such a huge drive. People will first ask the question, why you make this super spreader event?
See, the vaccination itself is very underpenetrated in this in our country, and and there are a lot of people waiting for the vaccination to get vaccination. They don't know where to go, how to get it. So this is a first drive for the people that we say we are. It's all for common men. We haven't engaged any corporates to just get the people done. We're just given a portal to get entered, and they just register, they come in, they show the QR code, they just walk through. Hardly 5 to 10 minutes is a jab time which is taking just to come in, take the jab and go out. So
what happens when a person first comes in there?
So the
they're doing the QR code.
so once they register, they get this portal and they get a QR code. So they come in with the QR code, they scan the QR code, it says it's approved, and they directly go into the jab area. In the sense, we have made it almost 5 tracks in various zones. So we have made 100 vaccination centers in 3 different halls, and you have segregated into two rows, and each line will only lead into one of the row. So eventually,
as I could see, they were all as in people can walk in through that, and then these are the counters. How many such counters have actually maintained?
So each hall will have 100 vaccination centers, and we are running 300 in total. We have 3 halls, each one has 100 in each.
And each of these counters, I think you have employed hundreds of nurses. What are the kind of numbers we are looking at?
We have almost 750 nurses who are put in, and there will be 2 people, nurses in each counter. One will be preparing the jab, and another one will be giving the jab. So the process itself is that there is no waiting period in this.
Okay. You have tied up in this case with Bharat Biotech and all these Covaxin vaccines that you're giving. What is the plan? What are you telling the country per se by organizing such a massive event, perhaps India's biggest vaccine drive at one venue by one hospital?
I am proud that it's not only the India's, it is the biggest in the world, and we have taken it not just for us to do. A lot of people like this should be doing this. The government should be doing this, so that we cover the country before we anticipate a 3rd wave in the November or December. So unless and until we run massive vaccination like this, I don't think we can save our people from the 3rd wave.
Of course, the only limitation perhaps is the supply of the vaccine itself.
We do have the same problem. Otherwise, but the production is production, and they are putting their best efforts to get it. And we should be thankful to Bharat Biotech to give the vaccine on time, at least for this drive.
Your hospital itself is sourcing it from multiple places?
We talk to all the vaccine agencies. We have spoken to the Reddy's, we have spoken to the Serum, we have placed an order for the Serum as such. We spoke to AstraZeneca, we spoke to Pfizer. So Pfizer and AstraZeneca said that it's only a state to state, and they cannot give it to the private players. And but these 3 players, the Indian players, they are ready to give. The first lot came from the Bharat, so we are running with Bharat. We are anticipating few shots from the Serum and also from the Reddy's. We will do the drives in a similar fashion subsequently.
So you are saying it's the public-private partnership that can actually get India fully vaccinated and perhaps protected from a 3rd drive?
See, vaccination is not just the government's role. It's the government of the public, it's the role of the public, it's the role of the corporate, it's the role of the healthcare. You mentioned everyone should participate in that. So if you say it's a public-private partnership, yes, if it is working, we have to do it.
Okay. So as I can see, a lot of counters actually empty. So you just walk in and you have a waiting period here of hardly perhaps a few minutes or so or less.
So I have been checking with some of the people. 2 minutes is the time it took for a jab. maximum 5 minutes. That's what the jab is taking.
Okay, so this is the kind of an effort that's going into Hyderabad's biggest vaccine drive, and as Dr. Anil Krishna put it, this is perhaps the world's biggest such vaccine drive at a single venue, and all precautions taken, you're saying, to ensure that this is actually does not become a super spreader.
We don't want a super spreader. We want the vaccination to spread, not the virus. So we want to run in before the virus. The country, the people should run before the virus. The vaccine should overtake the virus. That's our aim. And we don't want a third wave knocking our doors in November, December time.
Yes, thank you so much for joining us. So, Hyderabad showcasing that it is possible for such big numbers to be vaccinated in record time. The only limitation, of course, is the availability of the vaccine itself. In Hyderabad, with camera person Nagaraju, Uma Sudhir, NDTV.